No one wants to buy the Chinese vaccine. Even China's allies think that the vaccine is substandard, and vaccine experts within China too call it unsafe. So, how will China sell its vaccine? Well, it has secured a halal certificate. We are not bluffing. This is what the Middle Kingdom actually did. Now, the Indonesian Ulema Council, the top Islamic body in the Southeast Asian nation, has deemed China's Sinovac COVID-19 vaccines permissible under Islamic law. MUI declared the Chinese vaccines as holy and halal after a meeting of its Halal Certification Commission. After being dumped by the world, China wants to use the halal certificate for finding a new market out of Muslim nations for its vaccine. Halal is the Arabic word for permissible, and large Muslim populations still believe in consuming only halal products, be it meat or any other goods for consumption. The halal instructions also demand whole industries to be run by only Muslim individuals. Halal certification in the case of vaccines depends upon the ingredients. Gelatin taken from pigs and cells created with the use of tissues from human fetuses are often used in vaccines. However, Muslim scholars regard both of them as not halal, so it is the absence of these elements that should make a vaccine halal as per the Islamic law. Now, as per a Wall Street Journal report, Muhammad Munir, a virologist at Lancaster University in the UK, said, "There is a responsibility on the Muslim clergy to have enough knowledge to guide the public properly." He also reiterated that none of the COVID-19 vaccine candidates ought to be a problem for Muslims because of the ingredients and processes involved. Yet, of all the vaccines in the world, it is only the Chinese vaccine that got halal certified. Indonesia has always had a vaccine and a religious problem. In the past, there were controversies over the use of porcine content in jabs. Anyway, China has been quite desperate about selling its vaccine, and therefore the latest halal certification by MUI comes as a huge reprieve for the paper dragon. Chinese vaccines have no real scientific efficacy, but it is now planning to exploit the popular religious sentiment in Indonesia for marketing its substandard medical product. And then there are just way too many Muslim nations where COVID-19 inoculation is facing halal concerns. Take Indonesia's neighbor Malaysia, for example. Malaysia's official religion is Islam, and Southeast Asian nations' Health Director General has given a mixed message. He said that it was not necessary for COVID-19 vaccines to be halal certified, but added that it would be better if manufacturers made them so. Governments and religious leaders in Muslim-majority nations are constantly on the lookout for halal vaccines. They are even issuing guidelines to manufacturers for producing vaccines that are not prohibited under Islamic law. We know of at least 7 Muslim countries: Afghanistan, Azerbaijan, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Indonesia, Malaysia, Nigeria and Pakistan, where vaccination and religion clashed even before the pandemic gripped the world. As for the Arab world, a religious body in the UAE had issued a fatwa, a religious ruling allowing Muslims to receive the coronavirus vaccine even if it contained non-halal ingredients. But as per Amrahi Wang, president of the Malaysian Pharmacists Society, such rulings on vaccination programs do not make the inoculations halal, but the vaccine can be used if there is no alternative available. This is how China plans to push its own vaccine. With the Indonesian halal certificate, Beijing will start claiming that a halal alternative is available and start wooing even those Muslim nations that had allowed non-halal vaccines. Meanwhile, halal vaccines are in demand in Saudi Arabia also, and China would want to push Sinovac even in this Muslim nation. The Indonesian halal certificate has come as a fresh lease of life for China. Selling its vaccine is a top priority for China, as Beijing made it clear from the very beginning that it wanted to make vaccine diplomacy a major geopolitical goal. Initially, China failed because of safety concerns, and now it is renewing vaccine selling efforts, this time by weaponizing religion.